everyone, today we are going to make a card, and it's actually going to be for a wedding that I'm going to this weekend, and we're going to use buttons and paper. The only thing I've done with the Cricut is actually cut out these tiny little circles. It was kind of handy to use my Gypsy because I just measured the button on my Cricut mat and then made the circle that big so that I can paper back the buttons, and I'll show you how to do that today. So what you'll need to do is you just use your tape runner or another form of glue, and then we're just going to tape the back of these circles. Try to get as close as the edges as possible. And we're going to make one tan. And I used the paper from the same paper that I'm going to be using on the card. And then the other two are going to be the polka dot. And when I lay the button down on the paper, I just want to make sure the flat side is on the paper and not the bubbled side, if that makes sense. Okay, it just makes these clear buttons much fancier. And I got these buttons a long time ago at through Close to My Heart. And I got a whole ton of them, and I'm starting to run low. Okay, so there's our 3 buttons that we're going to use for our project. You can also tie some ribbon through them if you want. I'm not going to do that today, but that is a possibility. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is we're going to stamp our greeting. So that's going to be stamped on white paper, and we're going to use black ink. Black and pink ink, actually. So this is how we're going to do that. We're going to do a fun little method that I know how to stamp with that makes your stamping look a little bit more unique. So make sure you have something cushy that you're going to be stamping on. And then the stamp is actually one of the stamps that I gave away at my last giveaway to Jennifer Kimberlin from Ohio. So she can actually make this exact project. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some pink ink on the stamp. And don't laugh because I have to use 2 blocks in order to do this. I need to get a longer block, but I just haven't got around to it. Okay, so once it's inked with pink, then we're going to, this is the trickier part, then we're just going to go around the edges. We're just going to kind of roll it on the edges so that the edges are a little black. I don't want to put the whole thing in. I just want to ink the black on the very edges. So you just kind of, it's kind of a rolling technique, and it takes some practice. And then we're going to put down our stamp. And there we go. There's our stamped image. So you can see it's pink and black. Okay. So we're going to use a brown card today that came from Hobby Lobby during their sale. I suggest you wait till their sale unless you're desperate to get them. And the paper we're going to use is 2 coordinating papers. One has flowers, one has polka dots. So we're going to put the polka dots on top. And I measured these to fit about 1/4 inch short of the width of the card. So depending on what size card you use. And I measured it about 1/4 inch short of the height of the card together. So, because I knew I wanted to fill up most of the card. If they overlap a little bit, it's quite alright. Okay, so we have that, and now we're going to lay a piece of pink ribbon along the seam of that. So the ribbon that we're going to use today is actually velvet ribbon, and I think I got this at Target, probably in their clearance aisle, maybe 2 years ago. I am notorious for collecting things, scrapbooking things, and getting to them years after. Okay, so we're going to just lay it across the seam, and then we're going to trim that. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to lay this here, a pink border, and then we're going to put a black border, and then our stamped image. And then on the side of the pink, we will put buttons, our paper buttons. So it'll look like that. Okay? So let's lay down our pink. Actually, let's ink this pink just a tad with some black. Just rub the edges over a ink pad. If you know any other trickier ways to do this, let me know. This is actually sticky matte paper, so I'm just going to peel the back of this off. I just remember that. I always forget until after I tape it down. Okay, so we're going to lay that down. And then we're going to go ahead and tape the greeting onto the black. And I wanted to tie a little bit more ribbon. I think that would look nice around through underneath the white and around the black, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to lay that back down. Sometimes I change my mind, and you just have to go with it. And then we'll tape it onto the back, and then we'll trim off the extra ribbon. My daughter always likes to have my scrap ribbon. She always creates fun things with little tiny pieces of ribbon. Okay, and then we're going to pop dot this. So I will grab the pop dot, and we'll use a few of these for this. And then we'll pop dot it towards the left, saving room for the buttons. And the buttons will also be pop dotted. I feel bad because I should have really put some ribbon through these holes, but for lack of time and the fact that my kids will find me soon, I decided to not use the ribbon. So you with kids probably understand. Okay, we're just going to eyeball the distance on the buttons, and then we can kind of mess with it a little bit till we're satisfied. Make sure our pop dots are all stuck down. And that's it. That's our wedding card. And the greeting, in case you can't read it because my camera angle is bad, it says, "May you have enough happiness to make you sweet, enough trials to make you strong, enough sorrow to keep you human, and enough hope to make you happy." So hopefully the bride and groom like the card.